जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। निताय गौर प्रमनंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओ ग्लोरी से संबद्ध हरे कृष्ण। ओ ग्लोरी से संबद्ध हरे कृष्ण। ओ ग्लोरी से संबद्ध हरे कृष्ण। ओ ग्लोरी से श्री गुरु। ओ ग्लोरी से श्रील प्रभुपाद। Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashabhutadi Shrimati Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashabhutadi Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatadesha Tarine. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 12.
Hari Hari Bol.
Chapter 12, the expansions of Advaita Acharya and Gadadhar Pandita. Text 10. Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Dharana Agya Lagi Chale Seita Asara.
Tara Lagi Chale Seite Asara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Dharana Agya Langi Chale Seita Asara.
Tara Lagi Chale Seite Asara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Dharana Agya Langi Chale Seita Asara.
Tara Lagi Chale Seite Asara. Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara. Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Tana Agya Langi Chale Seita Asara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Acharyera Mataye Se Matasara.
Tara Agya Langi Chale Seite Asara.
Acharyera
Acharyera
of the spiritual master,
Spiritual Master
Advaita Prabhu.
Advaita Prabhu.
Mata,
Mata
opinion.
Opinion.
Yea,
Yea,
what is?
what is?
Say, that. Mata,
Mata
opinion.
Opinion.
Sara,
Sara
active principle.
Active Principle.
Tantra,
Tantra
his.
His.
Agya,
Agya
order.
Order.
Langi,
Langi
transgressing.
Transgressing.
Chale,
Chale
becomes.
becomes.
Say, that.
That. Ta
However.
however.
Asara,
Asara
useless.
useless.
Translation and purport by Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki. The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. Purport. Here is the opinion of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Persons who strictly follow the orders of the spiritual master are useful in executing the will of the Supreme, whereas persons who deviate from the strict order of the spiritual master are useless. Om ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभिः च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we continue on this discussion how there were two groups of disciples of Advaita Acharya. One group of disciples were very faithful to their spiritual master, to Advaita Acharya, and the other were not. Actually, they were thinking they were faithful also, I believe. But they had their own concocted ideas. So yesterday we have put forward how important it is to deeply understand Shastra and the spirit of our spiritual master. Otherwise, if we just superficially follow the instructions, we will misunderstand them, and then if we are not really deep in our spiritual life, not that we just misunderstand them, but we will be fanatical also, and we will accept one type of statements of our spiritual master and reject the others because they don't fit in our conception, and this is very dangerous. And we can see this is going on actually also in modern times. So never accept only one statement and reject the other, seemingly contradictory statement, because acharyas can give seemingly contradictory statements, but one by advancement in spiritual life, one should learn to harmonize those seemingly contradictory statements, because acharyas, they do know what they are speaking. Otherwise, Jai Shri Radha Parisisvara ki Jai, Jagannath Vijay Subhadra Mani ki Jai. Otherwise, if these were really contradictory statements, that would mean that they don't know what they are speaking about, what they are talking about. Yes. So it's so important to understand the statements of our spiritual master in their totality. Yes. So here Krishnadas Kaviraj himself is stressing very strongly that anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. Yes. So, and the orders of spiritual master are not so easy to follow many times. For example, to chant 16 rounds is without offense. Not so easy always to follow, but here it is explained. One who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. So, if we are offensive in our chanting, we are considered useless by our acharyas. So, therefore, one should become very humble, because who can chant by his own will offenselessly? By our own will, this is impossible practically. So, therefore, one should be extremely humble and pray to the Lord, please be merciful. Like Narottam Das Thakur prays, although I'm offensive, you're my only shelter, my Lord. Yes. So this should be our attitude. That I'm low. I cannot get up myself or elevate myself. I should understand this, and therefore constantly pray. Please help me, yes, and use me in your service. Otherwise, if I'm not engaged by the Lord in the service, it's not possible for me to engage in the service. Yes. Because all my instruments that I have, these senses and intelligence and mind, they're all material elements. They cannot come in contact with Lord. Ataksha Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grafa Mindriya. Nabhavet Grafa Mindriya. It's not possible that Indriya or the senses can grasp the Lord, who is transcendental. No. Sevan Mukha ki jivado swayam eva spavata. But when we engage in service, then only Lord can reveal himself. Swayam eva, by himself only. Yes, certainly. By his own mercy, he can be revealed. So don't think that by my effort I can engage in the Lord's service. No, it's not possible. But without our effort, there will be no mercy. As we can see from this pastime of Danta and Yashoda. Yes. Yashoda, although she was unable to bind Krishna, because what rope can bind infinite belly? What rope from one tiny universe, and not just universe, from one tiny planet in the universe. And the length of the longest rope on this planet is insignificant to the dimension of the planet. But planet is insignificant in the universe. And this universe is considered to be the smallest of the universes. And everything is contained within the Lord's belly. So, how can one rope, or even all the ropes of the universe, bind the Lord's belly? It's impossible. So, how can our devotion, or attempt of devotion, bind the Lord? It's not possible. It's not possible. But this is our only hope, that we somehow or other bind the Lord. So we should strive as hard as we possibly can, and hope for the mercy, and pray for the mercy, and cry for the mercy. Yes. And we have the instruction of the Lord himself, of Lord Chaitanya, who is regional spiritual master, Nityananda. We all know the instruction. Trinada Visunichana, Tarunvasishana, Amarina Manatina, Ketinuksta. This is the first instruction given by the Lord. Yes. Foremost. And if you are not ready to accept it, then where's the hope? By this definition of this verse, we are useless. And it's interesting how Prabhupada translates the word Sara. Sara means the essence, as we know. Krishna is explained as Saragrahi, as one who accepts the essence. Yesterday we mentioned how important it is that we are consciously involved in our devotional service. Otherwise, if we are not, there is no essence, there is no Sara. But Krishna is interested only in Sara. But Prabhupada here translates Sara as active principle of devotional service. It's interesting, isn't it? Because active principle, this is the only principle that enacts bhakti. And this is the essence. Yes. Otherwise, bhakti is inactive without Sara, without this essence. Yes. Essence is to follow the instruction of our spiritual master. Because our spiritual master is Sakshatkari. It's directly Krishna. And if we don't strive very hard to diligently follow the instruction of the spiritual master, where is the hope to become a devotee? Really. Because our spiritual master is Krishna. We should accept him as Krishna directly. And of course, this Guru Tattva is very confidential. Although he may be a living entity, still Krishna directly acts through him. And at the same time, he is a confidential servant of Radha and Krishna. So we should try to follow with all our heart what we receive from our spiritual master. Yes. And foremost, as we explained, is humility and obedience. These are words that are not very enjoyable for a conditioned soul. to be submissive, and to be obedient, and so on. These are words that are very disliked. And we should observe this etiquette also in all our dealings with everyone, actually, with every living entity. Yes. To be submissive and obedient, and if somehow or other we are in a socially superior position, we should also understand that we are a servant, and be very kind. And when it is necessary, we should also be very strong. Like if we are in the role of Guru, we should also be strong. If Guru is too mild, no one will advance spiritually. And therefore, Guru means heavy. Guru can be heavy, and this is his duty. And so, also the father should also be heavy. Yes, especially to the boys. Otherwise, it's impossible that the boys would advance. Yes. Not possible, because they always checking the limits. This is their nature. So it's very hard for mothers to bring up boys if she's alone. Yes. She should become his slave. Yes. Because boys don't follow instructions. just verbal instructions or agreements. Don't think that boys will follow any agreement. No, try if the limit is really meant. Therefore, a strong father is needed, who is not emotionally involved. He sets the rule with cool head. And he's not very much disturbed by naughty boys. Therefore, both mother and father are needed for upbringing children. It's even rare now in Kali Yuga, unfortunately. It's craziness, but this is the situation. Yes. So, we pointed it out how important it is to follow the instruction of our superiors. Otherwise, we are useless, considered useless. So, and we also stressed how important it is to follow this etiquette also in our social dealings. Yes. It's not enough that we just follow our spiritual master, or we study Shastra and know it by heart, and not observe these principles in social dealings. And Shastra explains that such a person is neophyte devotee, or prakrita bhakta, a materialistic devotee, who thinks only Krishna is supreme and I'm his servant, and that's it. Everyone else, they don't come into my picture. They are not worthy of my attention and service. Yes, this neophyte consciousness. So yes, and this means also the relationship within marriage is also important. Many times husband and wife, they don't understand their position. In modern times, wives don't recognize the position of the husband. Yes. And they try to command their husbands. And then they're surprised that the marriage falls apart. Yes. Because there's no observance of etiquette. And children don't obey their parents anymore in modern times. And no one is respecting anyone. This is modern situation. Yes, children don't obey their parents, and they don't obey the teachers. Yes, and teachers are not people with character. So everything is upside down. It's complete devastation of society, actually. Society. So, this is only because we don't follow the instruction of Krishna. Yes. This is the only principle. That we don't follow instruction of Krishna and his representatives, of Guru. So, as long as we are not willing to follow and be obedient to the instruction of Guru and Krishna, we are useless. By definition of Krishna Das Kaviraj Swami. Yes. So, don't be useless. Become useful. And useful means one who is used by the Acharya, by the authority. Yes. If we are willing to be used according to his will, then we become useful. And then there is hope to advance spiritually, to transcend our material conditionings. Because if we try to protect our position, servant means one who has no position in this material world. Only by Master's mercy he has any position. This is servant. If you want to become a servant, then we should accept this mentality. Yes, I have no position whatsoever. Only by mercy of my Master I have any kind of position. So I should accept the instruction of the Lord and His representatives as my heart and soul in whatever position we are. So, yes, maybe we have different social roles, and definitely everyone has his own special social role. And it's actually this role is the only means that we can serve the Lord according to our social role, because human being is a social animal. We cannot go around our social role, except if you would be in some desert completely alone. Then we could just sit and chant and do nothing else. Even if we are in the association of devotees and other people able to chant constantly 24 hours a day, we can do it. This is confirmed by our acharyas. We can do it. We can chant all day long, no problem. No one will object. Maybe someone will object, but who cares if we are able to chant 24 hours a day? No problem, we can chant. Yes. Prabhupada also confirmed this. One of his disciples was chanting all day long, actually, in ashram. And other devotees complained to Prabhupada that this particular devotee doesn't perform any practical service, he just chants. And Prabhupada asked them, does he really chant or he sleeps or anything like this? And they said he really chants. And then he said, it's okay. It's okay if he chants. This is also service, very important service, is chanting. So we should take this chanting service extremely seriously. This is one of foremost services we can and should perform. Is chanting. Yes, most important service. So take it seriously. Don't take it cheaply, just to finish it. Don't take it in this way, because this is offensive chanting. Chanting is most intimate relationship with the Lord we can have in this world. And if you take it cheaply, if you don't take it very seriously, with this mentality, this is my intimate service to the Lord, then it's offensive. You can just imagine, husband and wife are very intimately, have very intimate relationship, most intimate, and one starts to scroll the phone. It's very offensive, isn't it? Yes. And kills intimacy, definitely. Yes. Or start to talk to other people. It's not possible to be intimate, is it? So this is our service, intimate service. It's chanting. So don't do anything else during your chanting. Yes. Don't iron your dhotis during your chanting. That doesn't mean that during your ironing you shouldn't chant. Chant, but not your garments. Yes. Chant always, 24 hours a day. But when you chant your rounds, don't do anything else. Just chant. Just chant. Yes. And don't listen to classes during your chanting. Or, I don't know what the devotees are doing. I have no idea. I know one devotee in Slovenia, he was watching NBA games during his chanting. And he said, basketball, for those who don't know what is NBA. And he said, the rounds were just flying by. But unfortunately, he doesn't chant anymore. Yes. If this is our attitude, we lose the need for chanting. Yes. And only the need for watching NBA will remain. Hare Krishna. We lose the interest of chanting even during NBA matches. Yes. So, but that we are willing to accept the order of our spiritual master, we should understand that we are in dire need. Yes. That we are completely confused on our own. Like Arjuna. He was convinced that he is a wise person, yes, and that he is very noble because he didn't want to fight. For example, we have two examples here in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One is of Duryodhana and one is of Arjuna. In Duryodhana, he said that everyone is ready to lay down his life for me. He was very happy. Yes. And on the other hand, Arjuna, he said that he's not willing to fight for the sake of life of others. That means that others would be killed just for his prosperity. So I think one is demoniac and one is saintly. But no, both are materialistic. One is demoniacally materialistic and one is piously materialistic. But both are materialistic. Yes, because both were considering their own benefit. Because if we carefully read what Arjuna is speaking in first chapter, he said, where is happiness if we kill all these people? Yes. Then life would be useless. So my happiness is important, but he considers happiness in the pious way and Duryodhana in the demoniac way. But both are materialists. And therefore Krishna wouldn't agree with Arjuna. And he says, from where this impurity came into your heart? Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasutam anarya trishtam asvargyam akirtim karamatu. And doesn't lead to higher destination, but leads to infamy. Yes. And then Arjuna became perplexed, and he didn't know what is his position. Yes. And he prays to Krishna. Karpanya tusho bhata svabhava prichami tvandana samudachita. Yachasam nishitam viditam nishishyastitam shadimam tvam prapana. I don't know what is for my benefit. I'm confused. Please help me. I surrender to you. I'm your disciple. So this should be our disposition. I don't know what's for really for my benefit. How can I engage in the service of the Lord? So I'm surrendered soul to you, my Lord, my Master. But not in the way Arjuna surrendered in the beginning. He said, I'm surrendered to you, but I will not fight. What kind of surrender is this? I will do whatever you say, but not this particular thing. It's cheating. And conditioned soul is prone to cheat. And he cheats himself mostly. Yes, so don't be cheaters. Don't cheat yourselves. But be servants. Be servant of the self. So take this instruction very seriously. Trinada Pisanichana, and apply it in all social dealings. Yes. Between devotees, to our authorities, in our families, everywhere. But always, even if you are in position of authority, always maintain this servant mentality. I'm just a servant. I'm put in this particular role by Krishna to serve him. Yes. Even if I'm considered an authority. Yes. I should just be served. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment? Or doubt?
If anyone can chant continuously in his mind, do his need to chant in Japabit?
Sorry?
If anyone can chant continuously
Yes.
in his mind, even in the sleeping,
Yes. It's
is
possible.
it necessary for him to chant in Japabit?
Yes. Because it's his instruction of our spiritual master. And if you don't, then it's offensive. And also Lord Chaitanya counted his rounds of chanting. And who can be more advanced than Lord Chaitanya? Can anyone claim that he's more advanced than Lord Chaitanya? No. No one can claim. So it's impossible. And this is instruction of our spiritual masters to chant at least 16 rounds. So chant at least 16 rounds. And even if you are able to chant 24 hours a day, consciously, even during your sleep, then chant. But still, chant your 16 rounds on japa beats. Wow. You want to ask?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful lecture. Like you've said, Arjuna, he wants to surrender, but he's not willing to fight. Like, so this
Yes.
is like contradictory. So even in our case also, we say that we want to perform devotional service, but we don't want to do particular service what has been asked to us to do. In that case, how will we identify whether it's dictate of mind or it's actually we are performing devotional service?
So, if you are instructed by our authority, then we should do it. It's very simple. But if contradicts other instructions of our authorities, then we should try to consult which service we should perform and which service we should, or we can perform later, or how to manage this. Otherwise, we just perform what we are told. This is servant. Servant performs what he's told. He doesn't think this particular service is good and this is not, and I will decide. if master is right or not. You should accept the position of a servant. This is a devotee. Devotee is nothing else than a servant. Actually, everyone is a servant, but other people don't understand that they are servants. They think that they are masters, and so they suffer. This is the only reason people suffer, because they think they are masters. If we understand that we are servants, we don't suffer. Even so-called suffering we accept as mercy of a master. So yes, if we are beaten by master, this is mercy. Yes. Yes. It is mentioned. Advaita Acharya was respected by Lord Chaitanya. So much so that he was completely despondent because of this respect received from Lord Chaitanya. And he decided to ignite anger in Lord Chaitanya, that he would be punished. And he started to preach Mayavad philosophy. Then Lord Chaitanya came to Shantipur in extremely angry mood and started to beat Advaita Acharya. So much so that his Advaita Acharya's wife was pleading for Advaita Acharya, please don't kill this elderly Brahmana. And Advaita Acharya was in ecstasy. Yes. He said, now where is your respect? Where is your touching my feet? You accepted me as your servant, and this is my greatest bliss. So, the worst punishment of master is to ignore his servant. He's not engaged in service. Then the life of a servant is useless if he's not engaged in service. So whatever we receive in this life, we should understand it's Krishna's mercy. Even if it's suffering, we should gladly accept it as Krishna's mercy. And do whatever we are told by our authorities. Not by crazy living entities. We should serve also them, but not according to their whims, but in the way that we can cure them. Yes. A doctor is also a servant of a patient, but not according to patient's desires, but in the way that patient can be cured as soon as possible. So we should also serve all living entities in the same way, that they can be cured of their ignorance as soon as possible. But spiritual authorities, we do it without thinking twice. Like Lord Parashuram we mentioned. He killed his brothers and mother without thinking twice because he was instructed by his authority. Yes. But if it's not possible to perform so much service that we are given by our authorities, then we should consult. Yes. Or be intelligent. Like we mentioned the example of Pradananda Maharaj. He was serving Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and he didn't have any time for chanting. And this is also instruction of Srila Prabhupada, that he should chant at least 16 rounds. So he intelligently combined instructions. He didn't come back till he chanted his rounds to be engaged again in service. So, but we should never think how to avoid performing service. We should just engage in the way we are instructed. Hare Krishna. Is this okay?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Anything else? So, yes?
Yes, about the spiritual master, you mentioned the worst thing a spiritual master can do is to ignore his disciple, not engaging him in service. And sometimes disciples are a bit out of the way for various reasons, not anymore following regulative principles or even chanting. And in that situation, it's understandable also that the spiritual master is a bit, can we, like, how should he consider this? Because he cannot engage in other services, most probably because these basic are not fulfilled, and he knows it. So in that in this situation, which very difficult, and what is the position of spiritual master? Because it looks stuck situation.
Yes. Actually, it's very unfortunate. To be such a disciple, and also to be a guru of such a disciple. Yes. What can he do if the disciple is not willing to follow his instruction? I heard one example from I heard about my spiritual master, that there were two devotees. I don't know who they were and what was their position. But I was told like this, that one was not following anything practically, and the other was following, but they got in some fighting. And this dispute came to my spiritual master, and he severely chastised the one who was following. And then later they asked him, why you chastised this particular devotee? He was right, according to their estimation. And his reply was, yes, I know he was right, but he will follow my instructions, the other will not. So it's useless to instruct him. And also Prabhupada, as we know, he didn't object in different cases of these desires for divorce. Because he said, even I will instruct them, they will not follow my instruction. And then they will degrade themselves even more. So he clearly gave this instruction, divorce is out of the question, in his books. But if a disciple is not willing to follow this instruction, so what to do? Then Guru is just trying not to degrade his disciple even more by further instructing him. Understand? Because he doesn't follow his instruction anyway. Why would he instruct him further and make his case worse? So what to do with such disciples? Just pray for them. This is the only way you can help such a disciple. Therefore, we as disciples should definitely try to be good disciples, not just show bottle disciples. We appear for Janmashtami with tilak and japamala around our neck, a very colorful sari. I don't know in what particular way. day to day, one should strive to be perfect disciple. This is our service. And most important service is chanting. Is chanting without offense, without anything else during our chanting. Just complete attention, if possible. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your attention. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Brahmanandi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Prabhu ki jai.
Kita nam,